which Bible you have to choose in order to read God's Word. That's an important topic I'm going to address now in a few minutes. I wrote an article in Portuguese language about John chapter 5 verse 29, and some Bible translations they say that there will be a resurrection of condemnation or damnation. In the last prayer of the verse, we can read that those who practice the vile things to a resurrection of judgment in the New World Translation in the website jw.org. So, if you read in other Bible translations used by the Christendom, for example, let's see the New International Version, John chapter 5, verse 29. And it come out, those who have done what is good will rise to live, and those who have done what is evil will rise to be condemned. Okay? The New Living Translation, experience judgment. English Standard Version, resurrection of judgment. Berean Study Bible, resurrection of judgment. So in English language we have a lot of translation that says judgment. But some of them, King James Version, for example, is an example of a main Bible translation that says damnation or condemnation. International Standard Version says condemnation. The traditional translation, King James Bible, is reputed by some as the best translation. They say that because they love the tradition. They did not change to better translation some texts. But what the Greek text says about the word here is damnation or judgment. Well, if we go to the text, Greek text, I'm going to tell you something. The text is that we have a standard text here. It says "Kaek poreu sontai," and they will go out or come forth. Hoita agata poiesantes, the ones doing good things. Eis anastasin, to a resurrection. Zoes, life. Of a life. Hoita faula, and the ones who practice praxantes, evil, faula, praxantes, evil they practiced or have done, eis anastasin, to a resurrection, Christos. What is the meaning of a Christos? Well, that's the point. The word Christos is not specific the word used in Greek language for damnation or condemnation. The Greek word, a specific Greek word for condemnation is katakrima. You can see in Tyre lexicon, katakrima. Okay, that's correct. You can see texts like Romans 5:15, Romans 5:18, and so on. Matthew 12:41 and 42, and you see the word katakrinusin and katakrine from katakrima. That means condemnation. Okay, but the word used in John 5:29 that we are considering now is krisis, or a form of a krisis. It's krisios, okay? According to Septuaginta, it's the translation of a din, is a process, and mishpat, in Hebrew, judgment, as you see in Aeschylus and Herodotus. So, my friends, the first definition, according to Tyre, you can see in the text, and you see which translation to choose. For example, Christos. Click in Christos in Bible Hub website here in the text of John 5:29, and you see the word Christos in Greek. Okay, sometimes it's written Christos, sometimes it's Christos in the genitive case. Well, it says that. Oh God, just a second. Let's see what is the meaning of the word Christos. It says, let's see the Tyre's Greek lexicon, a separating, so it's a process, sundering, separation, a selection, a judgment. That's the first acception, the first meaning of the word, okay, according to the Greek. And if we go to other work, for example, the work, this is a very good, it's considered one of the best, or maybe someone say it's the best Greek English lexicon the lexicon of Liddell and Robert Scott. It's called the Liddell and Scott Lexicon. It's a lexicon or dictionary of ancient Greek, classical and Koine Greek, the New Testament Greek. And under the word crisis or crisis, it says a separating power of distinguishing, choice, selection, a decision, judgment. So the idea of judgment brings the correct meaning of the word used by the apostle, by John, in John. So, okay, that's correct to say that the New World Translation was the best translation here in the text. So, in Portuguese language, almost all of the translations is mistaken when they say damnation or condemnation. They use like a Control C, Control V. You know, they copy and paste their Bible translations. It's different when we go to jw.org. So my suggestion is read the Bible that is really the Bible, because if you have a bad translation, you have a bad interpretation.